Hey guys, so today I have a very fun video that I am going to do. I'm basically just going to be looking at all the fantasy series that I have read and like I'm in the middle of. So it's going to be like excluding books that or like series that I've finished or standalones, but just fantasy series that I'm currently reading, I guess. I kind of want to do this just to see, like, I know it's going to be a lot of series, but I don't know how many. And I just think it'd be fun to kind of document it, see what I'm reading right now, see what I need to get back into, because I'm just not very good at sitting down and reading a whole series at once. So we'll see how it goes. Also, just a little disclaimer, for me, if I read a book in a series and I just like how it ends, I'm just not gonna finish the series. I am a strong believer in protecting my peace, which I will do, which may include just not finishing a series if I like how a certain book ends. So you might see that often in this video. Just kind of go with it. Also, since I'm kind of doing a lot of books, I'm not gonna give like an in-depth like analysis or like synopsis of the book. Synopsis? Did I say that right? If you want to know more about any of these books, just look it up. It'll be easy. I just want to have fun and talk a little bit, so we're gonna have fun and talk. Oh, one more thing. These are just gonna be books from the past like few years that I've started reading. So there's probably like a ton more fantasy books that I read in like middle school and high school that I've started, just never finished, but I'm not really gonna include these here because I want to focus on series that I have like an actual chance of finishing. So yeah, you'll see. I'm gonna start with series that I'm currently in the middle of that are not completed, so like the author's still writing them, they haven't come out yet, and so I physically can't finish them, and then we'll go on to the completed series. You'll see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy because I think it's gonna be fun. Okay, starting off strong, we're gonna start with the Jasmine Throne series. I think that's another thing, I just don't know the name of any series that I read, so if I just say words and they're wrong, go along with it. Like, who are you to like police me and my words? Jasmine Throne, I think it's called The Burning Kingdoms, but I'm not sure. Anyway, there's 2 books out the series right now. I think there's gonna be 3 in total. So there's Jasmine Throne and the Oleander Sword, and I love these books. I adore these books. If you know anything about me, they are some of my favorites. I think everyone should read them. If you like princess, basically exiled princess, her maid servant who's also like super powerful and awesome, kind of taking over the entire kingdom. So that's fun, right? Read it. Yeah, definitely gonna continue on with this. I believe the 3rd and last book comes out next year, hopefully, so you'll see it when I read it, which will be probably as soon as it comes out. But okay, next is the Legendborn series. I don't know the name of this one either, but so there's 2 books out right now, Legendborn and Bloodmarked. And it was just announced that there's gonna be 4 books in the series instead of 3 like it was supposed to be originally. So I'm excited. I'm glad there's gonna be more content. I'm just also very scared to see where the series goes. I think the 3rd book comes out, I think she said like spring of 2025, which is kind of far away, so I can only imagine the 4th book, but I will be there when it comes out. I don't care. I'm probably gonna be graduated from college for sure, gonna be an adult with an adult life. I'm gonna sit my butt down and read those YA fantasies, so that's all you need to know. Yeah, if you don't know about Legendborn, just look it up, because first of all, you should know about it. Second of all, you should have read it by now at least. Third, it's such a great novel. It's such a great story that I can't really describe it and do it justice. So I would just say look it up, read it. Even if YA isn't your thing, it doesn't read like YA, so it's amazing. It's lovely. It's beautiful. Iron Widow. I think I've only read the 1st book. I think the 1st book is the only one out right now. I don't know how many is in the series. Cannot tell you, but I don't even know if the author knows. I'm guessing it's probably gonna be 3, but I'm not sure. I think the second book comes out next spring, so I'll definitely be sat and reading, but also I don't know if I'm going to continue with the series after that, just because I feel like I'm invested in the world, but it's been so long and I don't know. We'll see how I feel after second book and if I want to continue. It's basically, I don't think it's, is it YA? I don't think it's YA. It's like an adult like sci-fi fantasy. It's been a long time since I read these books, but I just remember really enjoying like the character dynamics and thinking like, oh, this is just fun. So I think I'm gonna give the second book a try. We'll see when it comes out. Okay, Fourth Wing. I read the first one. I think there's gonna be like 5 books or something crazy. I don't know. The second book just came out a couple weeks ago. Everyone's reading it. I don't know. It's just, I had a good time reading it. I have a reading vlog up if you want to watch me like go through the process of reading it. But I want to read the second book eventually, just not anytime soon. Probably won't go out of my way to buy it ever. I'll just wait for it to fall into my hands and then maybe give it a try. But I don't know. It was fun while it happened, but I don't know if I'm ready to be sat for 5 books, let alone the second one. But hey, to each their own. If you like it, like it. I'm sure everyone knows what it's about, but I'll give you 3 words. Dragons. Actually, I'll just give you 1 word. Dragons, because that's kind of the main appeal of it. Anyway, this Woven Kingdom, I don't know the series name. This is by the same author who wrote the Shatter Me series. I could tell. I think it's definitely better written than the Shatter Me books. I've only read the first one, so I guess I can't really compare the whole series, but I enjoyed the world building, didn't enjoy the romance. I hate when authors waste my time for an entire book on one love interest just to introduce someone else who's going to be like the actual guy, which I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but that's the vibe I'm getting. And I don't know, I do have the second book like physically, so I might just continue reading it because I have it, but I don't think I'm going to actually continue like finish the series off unless I end up reading the second book and really love it. But even then, I don't know if I'm going to get to it anytime soon. Probably not. But the covers are super pretty, so we'll have to see what happens. Oh, summary of the book. Just think Shatter Me, but like it's an AU or something. Okay, Percy Jackson. I read the first book a couple summers ago for like the first time, and I was a full-grown adult, but it hit kind of. Probably won't be continuing with the series just because I am an adult and it definitely reads as a middle grade, but it was fun and I see why people love it, and I will be tuned in for the show, but I think I'm just done with the series. I think I'll at least put a pin in it for now, and then if I want to come back to it for something fun and not like crazy, I'll be there. The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. Yeah, I think there's 3 books in the series and 2 of them are out right now. I read the first book like when it was self-published like years ago in high school. Didn't love it, didn't hate it, it was just there, and I do want to revisit it. I want to go back and reread that book to see if I like it anymore now, but I just remember it being so like underwhelming, but everyone loves it. Like people swear by these books, so I'll have to revisit it. Oh, I'll give you 3 words. Maybe I'll start doing that. Magic? Crazy lit. Lit crazy movie. Yeah, that's about right. Children of Blood and Bone. Yes. Short answer, yes. Long answer, definitely. Read this book also in high school. Loved it. It was the only book that was out at the time, so I think there's like a pretty big gap between the first and second book, and then second and third book, so the third book isn't even out yet. But once it comes out, I'm probably gonna reread the first book and then read all the series, because I remember really enjoying it and wanting to like go deeper into the story, but there wasn't anything there yet. I had this, I don't know if any of you guys have read these, but like there's different like roles that like people have like in it. I don't remember if it's like magic based or if it's like job based or both, but the main character is like a reaper, and on the first books they had like a bunch of different editions of each like job or like the thing that they were assigned or are, I don't know, I don't remember, but I had the reaper copy and it was purple and I loved it. So is that relevant? Probably not, but I had fun with it, so I will definitely be revisiting 3 words. Badass black girl. I think that is the end of my not finished series, which is good. That's not too many, honestly, and that makes me feel better about myself, because at least I don't have to wait, you know, to like I'm waiting on them, not on me. Now we're gonna get to the next category, which is much longer, and it is the finished series that I am in the middle of. So to begin, we're gonna have the Raybearer duology, which is Raybearer and Redemptor. And these books, what to say, like these books are a little bit of perfection wrapped up in pages. I loved Raybearer when I read it a couple summers ago. I think it's so fresh, so fun. It really does, like, sometimes the fantasy genre is just so oversaturated with the same type of story, and this really just, it was just so new and fresh to me, and I really enjoyed it, and I will be continuing with the second book. I actually have it, got it for my birthday, and we'll be getting to it soon, because I really do need to read this and just finish off the series, because I've been wanting to get into it again. And yeah, if you don't know, think a girl who is fated to kill someone that she is sworn to protect when she loves him, but like not even in a romantic way, just like in like that platonic love, but also just like the all-consuming love. But also imagine it in like super cool world where there's just like lots of relationships that have been like forged and burned and double-crossed, and it's just really cool. I love it. It was great, and I really need to get back into this world. 3 words: love, death, fated. That was good. Wasn't that good? A Memory Called Empire. This is also part of a duology. If you know me, I talk about this book all the time, so I'm not really gonna get into it, but definitely gonna be continuing with the second book. Also got that not too long ago. I'm not sure if there's only 2 books or if there's gonna be more, but there's only 2 books out now, and I think it's just gonna be a duology. And I really thought for a while that I wasn't going to continue with the second book, because I loved the first book and how it ended and like wrapped up, and I just didn't feel any inclination to like read more. But as I thought about it, it's been like 6 months, I'm like, I need to finish, I need to continue with the world, so I will be doing that. Let's say space travel conflict. I don't think that even represents it very well, but that's like what I'm giving. That's what I'm getting and giving. Next is Jade City, and I did kind of cheat with this because I technically haven't even finished with the first book, but I read like half of it before I put it down, and I know I'm gonna enjoy it and continue reading with the series, but sometimes I just get into my head and I know I'm reading a book that I should like, but I'm not liking it because of me and not because of the book. And that's how it felt when I was reading that during the summer, so I put it down. I'm gonna pick it up soon, but I need to be in the mood to enjoy it and not just read it and then like which happens to me a lot, because I am a big mood reader, and that happened with me with the Poppy War during my freshman year of college, and that ended up being like my favorite book series of all time. Sometimes you just gotta put down a book and wait like a year. That's my motto. I don't know if I should even do words, because I don't know I haven't finished the first book. But how about Jade City Green? I like that. I like that. Foul Lady Fortune, Chloe Gong, you know the vibes. It's like the spin-off series of These Violent Delights Are Violent Ends. It follows like one of the side characters that was in that duology is now like the main character, and it's like a couple years later, and it's like a new setting, and it's really actually interesting. But I didn't love Foul Lady Fortune. Like, I found it extremely boring, and it was so long. But I think I am going to read the second book, which is the last book in the series, just because I want to finish with this world and just wrap it all up, because I have like been in this world for like a while now, because when I read the first book it was multiple years ago. So I think I'm just gonna do it just to finish it all off, and maybe I'll enjoy it more, but we'll see. Let's do Assassin Spy Secrets. Okay, Parable of the Sower. This is more like sci-fi than fantasy, definitely, and maybe like even dystopian, but I think it still works. There's 2 books, I believe, in the series. Definitely not gonna finish the second book or read the second book, but I love the first book. It's like one of my 5 stars. I love it, all-time faves. Just have no desire to read the second book. I think it follows like the main character's daughter, so it's not even about the main character when she's young. But I'm very happy where I am right now in this world, and I think I'm gonna leave it at that. Post-apocalyptic new religion creation. It's like 3 words if I say it is. Vicious and Vengeful. These books I'm very like conflicted on, because I read the first book, liked it a lot. A lot is a lot, but liked it a good amount. Solid 4 stars. Very okay where it ended, but I could also see myself continuing with the second book. I think it's one of those books where it's like, if it landed in my hands, like, I'll read it, but I don't think I'm gonna ever go out of my way and pick it off of a shelf, you know? So, which I know is kind of a hot take, like people love the series, but I'm very, like, I'm okay where I'm at. Like, we're good, I'm okay. This book is like, imagine, it's like just like teen angst turned into adult angst with superpowers and underlying feelings. Yeah, it was a quick read, and I enjoyed like the little superpower aspect of it. It was fun. But yeah, I do recommend it. But College Glory Days. That's fun. I like that. Okay, For the Wolf and For the Throne, I think. These books, I read the first one. It was just like vibes, like had a plot, didn't care about the plot. Had characters, I wasn't attached to the characters in any way. The vibes were good though. It was very atmospheric. It was very fun. The world was. Don't think it was fun enough for me to continue with the series though. And I also, like, this book is it like Beauty and the Beast type of vibes? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe just look it up if you're interested, but like the second book follows the main characters in the first book's sister, which I think could be fun, but I also have no attachment to her, so I just don't think I would care about her story for now. But yeah, it was just, yeah, I don't know. Dark books. Forest. Okay, She Who Became the Sun. This book is a fun, not even fun. This book is a very interesting read because it is a super political fantasy. Like, you really don't dive into like any like romantic relationships. Like, you do, like there's some, but it's definitely not a main plot, which doesn't really bother me at all. I'm okay with like just political fantasies. And I did enjoy this book. It took me a while to get through, but not in a bad way, but just in the way that I had to think while reading. I think I will be continuing with this book, the second book. There's 2 out, and I think there's just 2. It's She Who Became the Sun and then He Who Drowned the World, the Earth, something like that. And I will be getting to the second one, not anytime soon. So don't hold your breath, but it will happen. Maybe when it's out in paperback. People often describe this as like Mulan-esque. I don't think it's like Mulan at all. Like there's some aspects, but like in the most basic sense, just go in knowing that it's a political fantasy, and it's like a lot more character based, like main character based, than like going on an adventure and finding love and, you know. But I don't think it takes away from the enjoyment of the story at all. Like I think it's a very good book and I enjoyed it a lot. So maybe she's the man. is that good? I think that's good. Next we have Sorcery of Thorns. This is technically not even like a book series. There's like the main book and then there's like a novella. Not gonna read novella. Never gonna pick it up even though it's super short and people love it. I didn't enjoy the first book that much. It was very just like to me. It wasn't bad. I just didn't enjoy my time reading it. But I know a lot of people did. So to each their own. A lot of people, it's like kind of like a cozy, no, I don't think it's cozy fantasy, but like it gives cozy vibes. And if you want just like a standalone fantasy where the world is pretty accessible and there's high stakes, but like quick, it's just like so much happens at once where it makes the read really quick, where you don't have to invest all your time and energy trying to understand a world or character dynamics. It's very to the point and quick, and the characters are fun, but they're just not something that I personally got invested in. So if you think that sounds like something that's up your alley, read it. I recommend it for people that like that type of stuff. I just have to be more connected to my characters to enjoy a book, and it kind of fell flat. So I don't think I'm gonna pick up novella, but that's okay. I will live. Studio Ghibli vibes. Okay, a little rapid fire section in the middle. The Merciful Crow. This book series, I read it for class, freshman year of college for my like epic kids fantasy class, and it was actually pretty good, like much better than I expected it to be. I think there's only 2. Yeah, there's only 2 books in the series, so hey, if I find it for free in a thrift store, I'll pick it up. But otherwise, I don't think I'm gonna continue with it. I feel like my deepest attachment with it was it being used for an essay in that class, and I think that's all it ever needs to be in my world. But it was actually pretty fun, and it has a really interesting concept of like mercy killing. So if you're interested in that, I think this could be a fun read, and it's pretty accessible, pretty easy to read. It's like a YA like fantasy book, so maybe like Chief Kill Prince, Girl of Fire and Thorns. This book is old. It's like an old YA fantasy, and it reads like a old YA fantasy. Like the main character has to undergo like this like makeover where she gets suddenly like super skinny and fit and beautiful, and she wins the guy back, but she doesn't even want the guy, and it's just like yeah. I think there's 4 books in this series. Never gonna touch any of them, but it was a point in my life. I also read this for the same class. Enjoyed it significantly less. 2000s montage. 2000s makeover montage. Okay, getting back into it. Daughter of the Moon Goddess. This book is also hard. So I think there's 2 books in the series, and then like 1 book that just came out where it's like the stories that are within this world, which I think is super cool. And the thing is with this book is I enjoyed the first book, it ended not how I wanted it to, and it makes me think I already know exactly what's happening in the second book, which is not how I wanted it to play out, so I just didn't pick up the second book. But I love the idea of this story where it's this girl who, she goes back into the realm where her mom was previously banished, and she makes friends with the prince, and just stuff goes on from there, and she just wants to free her mom and like do this other stuff. But I just don't really want to read the second book, but I want to read the new book about the stories within the world. But I don't know if I can just jump to it or not, because I don't think it's about the characters. I think it's just like the mythology, which is stuff I'm like really interested in. And yeah, like, I don't know, I gotta do more research about this and see what's up. But maybe I'll just finish the second book so I can get to the third and it won't be a big deal, but I'll have to see. Let's do, ooh, dragons, moon, love. How cute. I love that. Harry Potter. I actually read the first and the fourth book, which is odd, but I've read both of them for different classes in college, and now I don't really want to read the series because I know, like, why would I read book 2 and 3 when I know what happens like before it and after it? So I just don't think I really want to read it when I can just watch the movies. Like, the movies are good enough, right? I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna read it. I think I'll be okay. I think I'll live. I know that's a hot take too. Magic, wizard, spells. If you don't know what Harry Potter is about, go watch someone besides me at least. I'm not here to help you. Okay, we're kind of in the like last stretch of things. I'm feeling good. Are you feeling good? I hope you're saying yes. 6 Crimson Cranes. That's like a tongue twister to me. This series, it's only, I think there's 2 books. The second one is The Dragon's Promise, I believe. The first book was enjoyable, especially for like the first like 2/3 of it. The last part, like the ending, I didn't love. And I feel like I'm not gonna like the second book at all. Like, and I've read like some non-spoiler reviews, and it all kind of goes with what I think I'm gonna feel about it, which is just not a generally positive reaction. And like I said, I'm protecting my peace, so I think I might just end it at 6 Crimson Cranes. Oh my gosh. So I think I just might end it at the first book and then be happy with my life. Ooh, if I'm saying brothers turned into cranes. That's like the catalyst. You'll get it. Yeah. Crier's War. This book is like, this is one of the ones, it really wasn't that long ago. I read this book like 2 years ago, but it feels like a whole nother, I was on a different level freshman year of college. That was a whole different time in my life. I read this book. This is also one that I just have no strong feelings on. Like, it was there, it happened, I finished it. I'm definitely not gonna pick up the second book. It's for some people, it wasn't for me. I think there's just there's more books I would rather read that do, like, I don't know. It was such a good starting point. Like, I love the idea of like this like android robot human interacting with this like real human, and like this whole dynamic that it like explores. But it was just, it read like YA, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just not something that I wanted to experience with that, and it just wasn't amazing. So don't think I'm gonna finish with the second book. I don't even know what the second book's called. How about Enemies to Lovers, robot style? Okay, Darker Shade of Magic. Everyone's reading this right now because I think the new book just came out. I don't know if it's a spin-off, but I think it's the same world and the same characters, so I don't know. But read the first book a long time ago, didn't love it. I think the premise is cool, but the characters were kind of annoying to me and just didn't have an attachment. So I don't think I'm gonna finish the series unless like I really just get an urge to. I don't even have the books anymore. I think I unhauled the first book like when I read it, so who knows, maybe I'll pick it up again. But it's super interesting, like this whole world. There's like 4 different worlds where it's like a reflection of each other, but they're all different colors, and like this one character can move between them, and it's like crazy. I really can't even describe it because I really don't remember a lot of it, but I'm sure there's people out there that do, that you probably can watch and get a lot better synopsis from. Oh, let's do red, black, white. What's the 4th color? I don't know. That's just gonna be it. The Hazelwood, I probably shouldn't even put this book on the list, but I did read it like a couple years ago, so it's not really out of the time frame, but it feels like that in my head because I remember nothing from this book besides it being boring. Actually, it wasn't even boring, it's just because I remember reading it and kind of going through it quickly, but like it was like, it felt like a school book to me with the way I was so uninvested in it. Like I was just like picking up, getting to the next page, I was like, okay, that happened, and like just no reaction whatsoever, if that says anything. I think there's 2 books. I'm not going to continue. That's fine, it's all good. I also don't know anyone who's read this book, but it was just like, it was okay in the moment. It was a good, like from what I can remember, it was kind of like Alice in Wonderland and fairy tale-esque. Like it was this girl and a boy who could go into like this alternate universe, which was like kind of fairy tale-esque. I don't know, look it up, I'm not Google. Sorry, that was a lot. Trees, Magic, New York. Were they in New York? I think they were in New York, I don't know. Anyway, last but not least, we have an Ember in the Ashes series. A book series where I have read the first book a long time ago. Like, I'm breaking the rules again, but like I definitely read it in middle school. I remember reading it in middle school. And it was like with the old covers and everything. I think it was just the first book. I don't know if it was just the first book out or I only read the first book. I know I did only read the first book, but you know what I'm saying. But I really enjoyed it. I think I liked the characters a lot and it was fun, and I was really ready to read the second book, and I just don't think I ever got my hands on it, or it wasn't out yet. I can't remember, but I do want to revisit the series. I know people love it. I know people don't love it too. I don't know. I need to get public opinion on that, but I do definitely want to read the whole series. I want to get the whole series and just like sit down for like a week and read it. Maybe that'll be my winter break plans. But yeah, don't remember a lot of it at all. Just remember, I think it kind of follows like the whole girl fighting the system, guy fighting the system, team up, cast of characters. I also know it kind of like emotionally damages people, so. But yeah, I do want to get back into it, and I will soon. Oh, I don't even remember, like, how about Ember in Ash? Guys, I'm like a genius. If you're still watching, I applaud you, because I know this video is probably a mess, probably been all over the place. I probably don't even make sense half the time, which is fine. Like, if you're watching, that's your loss, but I am glad that you're still here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If any of these books like are ones where you have read them and recommend me continuing with the series, please let me know. I love hearing your guys' opinion, so I can base my opinion off of it. I think that's all I have to say. I hope I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe, stay hot, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!